Hello, 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 and good morning, beloveds. My name is Sunshine Day, and I am your spiritual living coach. I see a world where clean and sober people and people in recovery are living their best life and loving it. And so I get to provide the spiritual tools and the loving support for your personal transformation. I am definitely participating in awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And so let me be one of the first to welcome you to November the 1st, 2021. Here we are entering the 11th month of the year. Good morning, Cynthia. Good to see you this morning, Cinzia and Bertha. Yes, buenos dias. You know, yesterday was October the 31st, and in many parts of the U.S., people were celebrating Halloween, which is a celebration. Today is All Saints Day in many traditions. And so I thought that it would be amazing to begin this month and talk this month and focus on beauty. Lots of times when things get super scary, like with the costumes, or when we think about All Saints Day, or even coming up Dia de los Muertos, where we celebrate our friends and families and loved ones who have transitioned into the invisible realm, not on this physical human plane. Lots of times we don't get an opportunity to appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, and even the beauty in some of the things that really scare us, or the beauty in the things that make us sad. And so this month, because we have 5 Mondays this month, I really want to have this opportunity to talk about beauty. So let's start and jump right in to talk a little bit about beauty. We'll start off with the description, right? So when I think about beauty, here's a description. It's a combination of the internal, the external, and physical qualities that pleases the senses. So this is about pleasing the senses. What are my 5 senses, or my 6 senses, right? When I think about, having a great cup of coffee, and how it pleases my taste and how it feels warm. And when I think about pleasing my senses, the smell, the touch of my hand on a cup, the preparation of making a great cup of coffee. Now, for you, it may be some tea, it may be a smoothie, it may be, something like that. Like sometimes we go about life without even recognizing the beauty in the ability to do something like that. It's interesting because when I think about beauty, I think about Khalil Gibran, and I actually quote him this month as we're going and using a beauty out of my book Begin Within. Here we go, this part. And he says, "Beauty is not in the face. Beauty is a light in the heart." Beauty is not in the face, it is a light in the heart. So when I think about even something as simple as a cup of coffee, am I feeling this illumination? Am I feeling this sense of joy in my heart? And the the answer to that is yes. Good morning, Nancy, and thank you for saying hello to all the beautiful people that are here with us today as well. You know what um what I'm being guided to talk about specifically as it relates to beauty today is not only the changing seasons and all of the beautiful trees in our surroundings, but the beauty of recovery, the beauty of taking steps in our lives to get unstuck from beliefs and behaviors that are destructive. And sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's not, it doesn't feel good. Sometimes, as a result of doing some of the work and the work play that it takes to be on the other side, whether it's sober, whether it's healthy eating, whether it's, a healthy relationship with money or people, what we get an opportunity to do is actually recognize that I am here and I want to be, so I am here and I want to be over here. So I'm here and I want to be here. So what does it take to get here to this place? And that pathway can go many ways to get here, that pathway can go many ways, and that whatever pathway it is that it takes to get there, it could be a fast pathway, it could be a very, very slow pathway. But there is something in the recognition that I am at this point not cursing it, not degrading it, but recognizing that if I keep doing what I'm doing here, I may need to let something go. I need to embrace something in order to get to this next plateau, in order to get to this next phase, in order to get to this next place or this greater yet to be that I want to experience. And that in that pathway, the beauty of discovering and uncovering the beliefs and behaviors that I've been stuck in that prevent me from getting to where I want to be. Now, here's the deal, is that it takes a lot of courage. It takes courage to be able to look and say to myself, self, here's where I would rather be. Or, even like things are going great. Life is good. And because life is good, there's another level that I want to achieve. And in that, I could still find beauty. I can find beauty in right where I am, even when it's painful, even when there's a struggle, even when there's anger, even when there's strife, even when there's anxiety and despair and doubt and fear. That in there is the beauty, and that beauty just might be in discovering I no longer want to be here. And it could be pain that's related to grief. It could be pain that's related to just shedding an old way of being, or a way of being that no longer serves me, whether we call it old or whether we say that it no longer serves me. It could be just that struggle of this way of thinking no longer serves me. And there is a way of thinking and being that I want to attract into my life, that I want to become. And a lot of that, as I think about that in terms of recovery, right? When I think about you know, folks who are very, very new, when they're newcomers, when they realize that their eating is gotten out of control, or their alcohol or drug use has got out of control, or their shopping or gambling, or maybe it's love and sex addiction. When we come to that point where it's like, I don't like the way I feel anymore. And there's this beauty in that surrender. There's a beauty in that even though it feels, or I miss this person terribly, this person is no longer in my life, whether it's a breakup, whether it's that someone has made their transition and is no longer in this physical realm. Like, I don't want to feel this anymore. Like, I know what this is like. I've been here. This is quite familiar. I know how to drink and drug. I know how to do that, right? Thank you, Bertha. Bertha says, yesterday I believe that I hated Christmas. Today I know I love Christmas. What I am feeling is how much I miss him this time of year, because we rocked Christmas. Yeah, and thank you for sharing something so personal with us, Bertha. Bertha's talking about missing her son, right? And that, how we feel that despair, and how we feel that, and then anything associated and around it is like, I don't like that, I don't like that, because it reminds me of how much I miss this person, or how much I miss my drugs or my alcohol, or miss a particular thing. And in that is the beauty of discovering, like, wow, I can miss the person, I can miss my drug and alcohol use because of how it made me feel. And in that there's this beauty of discovering a new relationship with Christmas, with the holidays, with all of that is actually a beautiful awakening, that it is an internal and external and physically pleasing to the senses. That beauty right there. And I think that so many times, because it's surrounded with grief or despair or depression or anger or doubt or anxiety, that because it's kind of surrounded with all of those, that sometimes we miss the beauty of those moments, the beauty of discovering something new, that, look at my capacity to love, and to sense that capacity. Like, that is the capacity of unconditional love. The capacity that through it all, I can still feel this and feel that it doesn't all have to be lumped up, that somehow or another, it's almost like unbraiding the braid, where we unbraid the braid, where we take this link and that link, and we're unbraiding it. And it's not easy work. And that's why I say it's courageous. It's courageous, meaning, and courage is different than brave. So brave is to go forth without fear. Courage is to go forth even though the fear is present. And I admire all the courageous people who continue to watch the show and support me, and who continue on their road of recovery and discovery and uncovering the things that no longer serve. I am so encouraged by the courage that I see when people actually face their fears, their anxiety, their depression, their despair, their anxiety, their addiction. And even though fear is present, get through to the other side. And even though there might be a little slip and fall, or some back and forth, it's wonderful to watch those moments of beauty that sometimes go unseen. The things that we don't necessarily see all the time. It's interesting too, to be able to just be with someone even when they don't recognize the beauty. Happy Monday morning, sunny day. To be with someone in the beauty of their discovery, even when and if they don't see it for themselves. And sometimes we just don't have to point it out. Sometimes being with someone when they're having that experience, feeling and seeing and recognizing the beauty in that moment, in that discovery, is really for me. Sometimes it's not for the person having that discovery, because they may not see the beauty yet. But there is indeed something wonderful that's happening as we recover, as we get unstuck. And so I want to spend these next few minutes just with an idea for folks to practice this week. So when you don't see the beauty, when you're in the muck and the mire, I'm reminded of no mud, no lotus. That mud and that stuff that we call the muck and the mire and the mud is absolutely what is necessary for that beautiful lotus to bloom. And so sometimes we're in the minutia of life. Sometimes we're in the muck and the mire of life. Sometimes we're stuck in our beliefs and our behaviors. And so just want to do this quickly, but so that you have something to take with you for the rest of the week until we're together again next Monday. And that is when you are stuck, there was a spray called Pam, and it makes it so your frying pan doesn't stick, your food doesn't stick to the frying pan. And so I remember that as an acronym, PAM, P-A-M, which is prayer, affirmation, and meditation. So when you're stuck in the mud and you don't see the beauty around you and you want to get unstuck, begin to utilize your prayer, affirmation, and meditation. Begin to lift yourself from the mud, being in there, but lift your consciousness and your awareness by use of prayer, affirmation, and meditation, so that you can begin to see and get a glimpse of the beauty that surrounds you and the beauty that is within you and the beauty of the moment, even though it feels like you're in the mud. Like recognizing that a lotus is coming and is blooming and in process. The other thing is that when you do recognize the beauty, when it's just like, yeah, you're up, high vibes, and you're recognizing that beauty all around you, you're amped, right? So AMP, amp. Utilize again your affirmation, meditation, and prayer. Giving thanks, being grateful, appreciating the beauty that surrounds you. Because as I usually say, what you appreciate appreciates. And so when you're amped, when you're high vibing, when life is good, continue the use of your affirmations, meditation, and prayer. Continue to appreciate the beauty that surrounds you. And then when you find that you're lost or you don't have direction, you usually need a map, MAP. Again, it's meditation, affirmation, prayer. Continue to use these three tools, whether you're up and it's AMP, affirmation, meditation, prayer, whether you're stuck and you can't see the beauty that surrounds you, you use a little PAM so you get unstuck so it doesn't stick, prayer, affirmation, meditation, or whether you need some direction. Like, I know there's beauty around me. I know there's life around me. I know that there's so much around me, but I need a map so that I have the direction. So you use meditation, affirmation, and prayer. And so I want to leave you with that today. I want to leave you with some practical tools so that you begin to recognize the beauty that not only surrounds you, but the beauty that you are. And that even when we're in the mud, that lotus that you are, that beauty that you are, is relevant and is present and is out picturing. And we get to see it, we get to feel it, and we still get to recognize everything else that is indeed around us. There is so much beauty in recovery. There is so much beauty sometimes in our despair and our anxiety. Nancy, you like that, huh? Cool deal. Thank you. I'm glad it's useful. There is so much beauty in each and every step that we take. And it is my joy to be a guide to your awakening and to your higher and deeper inner truth. This is really all about getting you to your center, where is the place of deep and abiding serenity and peace. Speaking about serenity and peace, we did start Living the Serenity Prayer last week. It is already an amazing group. If you're still interested, shoot me an email at sunshine@sunshineday.com. That's sunshine@sunshineday.com. Let me know you want to participate in the group. I will send you the information and the books necessary to participate. There's 5 more weeks, and already it is amazing what's going on and what's happening in the group. So want to let you know, as Nancy says, today's going to be a great day. And it's because you are courageous enough to see the beauty in you and around you. So continue to have a wonderful day. Know that you are loved and supported. Until next Monday or until tomorrow night in group, have a great day. Bye for now. Celebrate your